Now, we are very honored that we have with us Professor Mohamed Loutfi. Professor Mohamed Loutfi is currently the President and Vice Chancellor of the British University in Egypt. Prior to this, he has held the post of Vice Chancellor's Special Envoy at Coventry University. Throughout his career, he held a number of leadership roles as the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Cardiff Metropolitan University and the University of Sunderland in UK. Professor Loutfi holds a bachelor's in economics and political science, and a master's of science in information technology, and a PhD in systems thinking. And his research involves modeling and simulation of social systems, nonlinear dynamic feedback systems. A professor of internationalization from Cardiff Metropolitan University, a visiting professor of Coventry University, and a visiting professor of innovation and globalization at Eurasia University in China. He has 30 years of experience in higher education and extensive experience in universities leadership and management. So over to you, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I think it's a bit difficult to be the last one to speak before lunch. So I'm the only thing between you and lunch now. Make it short. I'll make it short, I'll make it interesting. Okay. And I'll focus on, like the session has 3 topics, but I'll focus on one important topic for me, which is equipping future generation with the marketable skills that the future economy needs. But the best thing to do is to start by definitions. And if we've heard our colleagues before me, like EdTech could be answered very quickly with Coursera, widening access would be covered by colleges and professional schools. But the important thing is universities, and how can we equip our students to be fit for the global market needs. So universities exist to serve the societies that they live in. They're expected to be the think tank of the society, providers of knowledge, and in many countries this link is very explicit, defined as the social contract between the university and the society. Universities need to be responsive and responsible. So they're responsible for the society and responsive to the society. And by responsible for the society, I mean it's the pushing the boundaries of science, the researching into the unknown, which is the meaning and the new. Universities have to be responsible. They have to be made accountable for their choices and possible errors. We expect from universities to invent AstraZeneca. This is what we expect from them. So pushing the boundaries of science. The other side is universities need to be responsive to the societal needs, to be accountable for their failures, because these priorities are set by the society. And one of the priorities set by the society now is they want students or graduates focusing on skills that are fit for employment. So in the expectations for them to be responsive, this should be part of their social contract. On that front, education is no longer about passing information or experience, and it's no longer pedagogies or theories. Learning is moving, living, a breathing organism, and we need to engage our students in day-to-day learning, in learning by working, learning by doing. Innovation is much the same. It's usually a response to problems or to opportunities, and it encourages people and students to take a creative look. And the word creative you came up with a new definition for it now, to take creativity and look at things in a different way. Actually, in my view, innovation is a function of creativity, and creativity is a function of the culture of dissent, to argue, to assimilate, to push the boundaries of science. And for such cultures to flourish in an institution, we need proper governance in higher education institutions, coupled with university autonomy and academic freedom. But let us go back to the university being responsive to the societal needs, the social contract between the university and the society, to align it with marketable skills for the future economic needs. In other words, what is expected from universities now is skilling, reskilling, and upskilling. Skills are is a very dynamic change. It's very dynamic, and it's changing in the job market that no longer ties to disciplinary education. Skills are like building muscles. It's about equipping them and enabling learners to be lifelong learning. And lifelong learners is the most important thing that we'll be focusing on starting now, pursuing knowledge as far as their journey takes them. So developing lifelong learners is a concept that I believe in personally, and as a key message, and I try to instill this in the institution that I'm currently leading in Egypt. This takes us to the challenge between the fitness for the purpose and the fitness for the purpose. So fitness of the purpose of aligning universities with the societal needs, lifelong learning, skilling, reskilling, and upskilling, we are all in agreement of. But fitness for the purpose is the fitness of the higher education institutions to be able to deliver this, of the systems and of the higher education institutions. So, for example, a message that is coming across, updating curricula is no longer, updating the curricula. It's no longer a simple thing to say updating the curricula. The business world accused higher education institutions of not being responsive enough to their needs. But updating the curricula is a larger cycle. It's a larger cycle that involves governments, involves bodies. It's not as simple as that. So universities are falling behind in meeting this. At the British University in Egypt, we started to look at this in a different way. As part of our strategic transformation program, we launched a new strategy which has a clear purpose, clear priorities, to make us move all the university in the same direction. So the clear purpose of the university is developing lifelong learners, rounded citizens, rounded graduates, fit for employment in the global marketplace. And it's about focusing on making students to be able to think critically, and these are the cognitive skills that are needed. Analyze problems of the society, look for solutions of the problems of the society, accept them, and accept social responsibility. So to have a clear set of priorities and focusing on the cognitive skills at the same time, but learning by doing. On a macro level in our strategy, and it's funny that our session now comes straight after the session of COP26, and COP27 is happening in Egypt. So on a macro level in our strategy, we're focusing on sustainable development goals. Everything we do in the university is aligned with the sustainable development goals. So we're working with the UNDP now. We set up the first simulator, COP27 simulator, that is all over the news. You just need to Google it, which giving the students of the future the chance to be able to deliver their message in COP27. Involving them in solutions for pressing issues like climate awareness. But on a meso level, we started to focus or to align our university with what's happening in our country, Egypt. So aligning what's happening in the university with the Vision 2030 of Egypt, which involves several projects, like, for example, Decent Life, Haya Karima. All our students are involved in these activities, learning by doing. So that's how we're meeting the societal needs, by aligning our students with what is happening in the society. I would like to pause here and elaborate. Our students visited areas in support convoys, and this is where innovation in education has come. So they're learning by doing. They have seen real life issues, real people in the real world. This is not a lesson that you can read in a book. You have seen the problems firsthand, have confronted them, and have worked to find viable solutions that can be executed in the real world. Finally, on a micro level in the institution, we are saying that we are a student-centered university. So everything we do is about the students. Research is student-centered. Teaching is student-centered. Working with the society is student-centered. So on a micro level, it's about focusing on the students, their growth, their learning through the activities that is happening in the university. Our student-centered strategy focuses on skills whilst promoting innovation and entrepreneurship culture and awareness, among other things, with graduates. Skills like, as I said, the cognitive skills, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and this cannot all happen without having this interaction, trying or learning by doing. So linking learning with real life, learning by doing, learning in a culture of dissent, and that is very important. learning in a real-life setting, learning to be a lifelong learner, because we can't teach them really what would happen in the future. The job market is moving very fast, as my colleague here said. It's moving very fast, and we are unable to cope with the changes. So in conclusion, there is a difference between fitness of the purpose, that we're all talking about. We want students ready for the world of work, and fitness of the purpose. Are the institutions and the systems ready to deliver this? The purpose in innovating education to align students with the societal needs. The challenge is how can we align our systems and our institutions to be fit for purpose, and we need to be putting students at the forefront and center in everything we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Mohamed Loutfi. I really liked when you said universities exist to serve the societies, and universities need to be responsive and responsible. You mentioned learning by doing. That's a concept from Joseph Schumpeter, and Joseph Schumpeter is known as father of innovation. Thank you very much for your insightful comments.